Tequila.
What's going on, everyone? So we're back. We're back again. We did have to take one show off. Had to go and do some tubing and living in the forest for a week or two. But we're back with TLA Top Shelf. Of course, we have our gracious host, Uncle Smoke.
Absolutely.
And we are blessed enough to be accompanied here with the Illinois sales manager of Codigo 1530. So we have him, Jonathan, here. How do you say your last name?
Acevedo.
So Jonathan Acevedo here with us. So we're going to be, we're going to be trying the. How do you say this?
So we'll start off right there. This is our extra añejo called Origen. Yes.
So we'll be trying Origen tonight on the show. For the bourbon, our good friend Jason has unfortunately not been able to make it with us here today for this tasting, but he has sent us the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So this bad boy is 123.6 proof. So that'll be the bourbon that we're going to be drinking tonight. And then, what cigars are we smoking?
So tonight I'm smoking, this is only sold here at the house, 708, this is a two-tone. So it starts out as a Maduro, it goes into a Connecticut. So it starts out kind of strong, and it mellows out into a nice Connecticut. Tyler here is smoking a box press torpedo barnacle. So with the box press, it actually intensifies the flavor of the cigar, and with the torpedo tip, it even intensifies the flavor that much more. And so I gave him what they call a Cuban cut. Cuban cut is you can only do on a torpedo. So there's a couple other people in here that have torpedo cigars. I gave them a Cuban cut also. So that's one of the things that I'm going to kind of educate you on tonight about different cuts of your cigars, how to cut your cigars too.
And then what do you?
So Jonathan is smoking a Barbacoa Junior, and so that's really going to be intense because it's such a small cigar and it's just packed really with a lot of great tobacco. The wrapper of the cigar gives you most of your flavor, so it has all three wrappers on it. It has Habano, it has Maduro, and it has Connecticut.
Nice. Good. So we have some great things going on here. I'm looking down on my phone because I want to get these notes up real quick on this bourbon because I want to give our good friend Jonathan here some time to talk Codigo, educate everyone out there on some Codigo. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead, we're going to jump right into the bourbon tasting. And I'll give you the notes on this bourbon real quick. And that way, we can get into that. We can say, everyone can give their vote on if this will be on their top shelf. And then, we can get into some cigar knowledge. And, we ended up with all Codigo here, So the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, it's batch A121. So everyone, take your sip. Salute, everyone. Salute out there.
Salute.
Yep. Woo.
Yes.
This is spicy meatball.
Yeah.
This is
Right, I went home. This was
I feel the hair on my chest.
I'm definitely awake.
All right, Jason. Okay. We see what Jason was trying to do to us tonight.
early.
But the facts that Jason sent over here for us, it says facts is 12 years old, second lowest proof that Elijah Craig Barrel Proof has ever offered. So if this is the second lowest proof, like, man, geez. This is making a nice entry point into the series and into barrel proof bourbons in general. Man, all right. Proof, of course, is 123.6 proof. It retails for $70. Secondary market, it goes for around $90. It says on the nose. So if you guys don't understand the nose, smell your bourbon, just like you would smell a fine tequila. Smell your bourbon. take in deep breaths. And I said on the nose, what you should smell is chocolate, cherry, dessert smells, thick and creamy mouthfeel. As you have your smell, as you have your palate. So take your sip again.
I hit it.
I don't want none of that.
I definitely feel some spice.
Right. It's got a crispy taste.
Yeah. It says oak appropriate for age, sweet and spicy caramel. It's definitely fucking spicy.
Right.
It says toffee, cinnamon, and cherry. Hints of vanilla throughout the pour. This long extended finish, recapping all of the flavors above. So I'm gonna throw this phone down because this shit is spicy. Just say that this shit is fucking spicy. It's good, but it's spicy.
Yes, it is.
You know, so that's Jason's portion of this barrel. I will go around. Jonathan, what do you think of this?
I definitely see with now a lot of higher proof bourbons being available and more people are able to explore them. I can tell why this starts off as a lower proof or introductory for what Elijah Craig has. There's a lot of flavor here after you get through the spice, but I think it goes amazingly with the cigar that I'm having, to be honest. The cigar is really rounding out the flavor of the bourbon and just really plays well together on the palate.
Would you put this on your top shelf?
You know what? I think I would put it on my top shelf. I don't have too much on my top shelf that's a higher proof bourbon. And to be honest, I've tasted a lot of them out there that are really just only alcohol or only heat. Whereas this has spice and it has some flavor to it. I think it's well-rounded once you get past the fact that you're having something that's such high proof.
Well,
It's, like I said, I feel hair growing on my chest. I'm not a drinker, so I just started drinking again after 31 years. So, but I would definitely put this on my top shelf. It's got that kick to it, but to me, it's still kind of smooth. Man, I like it. I really like it. I can see myself getting real drunk real quick.
Right. This is something that you might enjoy sparingly, I think.
Right,
exactly.
You wouldn't go too far into that bottle, I don't think, in a single night.
right. Now, so we're not going to show the peanut gallery, but as a group, what would this be top shelf? Like, what are some notes if y'all want to yell out for the camera to hear? What are some things y'all thinking?
Top shelf. Definitely top shelf.
Yeah.
But you gotta be careful. It's not an everyday drink. It's not an everyday shot. This is not an everyday shot. No, it's not an everyday shot, but it's definitely top shelf.
And don't drink and drive.
That is one. Do not drink and drive. Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. You know,
The reason you don't drink and drive is because you could spill it.
it's only a joke, folks. You know, personally, I mean, yeah, this, you know, the rest of this is going on my top shelf. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This is spicy. I mean, just from the recommendation from Jason, I mean, he's never led me wrong. He's never led me astray. So just knowing this, yeah, top shelf for sure.
Absolutely.
You know, so yeah.
I think top shelf is a lot of times it's exactly what this is. It's not something that you enjoy every day, but it's something that you enjoy in little bits because you want to savor it and save it and not just go through it every day. So I think it really does embody what the top shelf spirit would be. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And while our palates cool down a little bit before we get into this Orihan.
A rehead.
I'm gonna fucking get this.
You gotta give the eye an
A
accent.
rehan. Okay. I'm gonna get this. Okay. But before, I'm still practicing this in my mind. Do you want to talk to us about the Cuban cut? You want to talk to us about more about cigars?
So again, referring back to the last time we talked about, whenever you go buy a cigar out of a tobacco shop, the tobacco list is standing there, that cigar is yours. Unwrap it, look at it, make sure it's not cracked, make sure it's not broken, look at the construction, kind of squeeze it a little bit. You just gotta pinch a little bit. It should have a little give to it. That means that it's got the proper moisture that it should have. If you see like a white mold on it, that's fine. It's called plume. Just wipe it off, go ahead and smoke it. That means the cigar has been aged. If you see a greenish mold, tell them, hey, you need to replace this. You know, there's something wrong with your humidor. Look for any bug holes. Like I said before, all cigars have bugs in them. If they get too humidified and the heat is up, then the bugs are gonna come out. If you have cigars at home and you find your cigars with little bugs in them, take all the cigars out of your humidor and put it in the freezer. Take your humidor, put it in the freezer if you can. That's going to kill them and take away. And then, I mean, I smoke bugs, so don't bother me. So, on the top of your cigar is called the crown. And so you want to cut off, if you do a straight cut, you want to cut just enough where you just cut the very tip of the cigar, no more than bigger than the M&M. If you start going down too deep, you're going to ruin the integrity of the crown, and the cigar might start unraveling while you're smoking. The Cuban cut is a V cut, but it's put at an angle and it's only for a torpedo. I prefer V cuts, period. I don't have a straight cutter. I don't own one. I won't even use it. You know, if I don't have my V cut with me, I'll bite the tip of the cigar. That's just how I do it. I love a V cut because it keeps that integrity of the crown, but it also opens up the cigar where you can get a good draw. And one thing I can say that if you got a cigar that you're sucking on and pulling on, you're gonna get sick. And then you're not gonna want that cigar anymore. So the cigars roll too tight. There's cigar pokers that you can buy that you can run in the cigar to kind of open it up a little bit. But yeah, basically that's my little lesson for today.
I think that's so great. I mean, a lot of times, I know that we were talking earlier, and I'm a novice cigar smoker. A lot of times I just look for notes that I kind of look for in spirits in my cigars. So that's kind of the bridge that I make there. But a lot of this, I mean, just knowing that I think my whole life that I've ever smoked a cigar, I've only done the straight cut. I didn't really even know that other cuts existed. So just learning about that today has been great, and I can definitely see why you would choose a different type of cut than a straight cut.
Absolutely. You know, there's a punch too. A lot of guys like punching their cigars. I personally don't like it because it cracks the cigar. I have yet to see, I mean, some people can do it. I mean, they're real good at it. Most people can't, and they end up with the cigar being cracked. They ruin the integrity of the cigar, the integrity of the crown. I don't like the punch because it's really you're pulling all that smoke through that one little tiny hole, and that's it. I want to enjoy the smoke because they have tars in the cigar. And so once you smoke down a cigar so far with a punch, you're going to start tasting all that tar and stuff. And so it takes away from the ambiance, it takes away from the flavor of the cigar, the real taste of the cigar.
Nice. So, you know, you guys out there that want some more cigar knowledge, want to be able to learn how to smoke your cigar properly, how to cut it properly and everything, make sure to rewind this segment back a good 15 times so you know exactly how to smoke your cigar properly and to get the best draw out of your cigar.
Absolutely.
You know? So when you saw me sneak off camera there, that was me handing out the Orihan?
A rehead.
A rehead.
Think about a head.
Oh, I got it. See, give me one more second. If Jonathan, you want to start going to Codigo knowledge and everything,
Sure.
perfect.
Of course. Yeah, I think I think a lot of times that we look for pairings in life that go well. Food with wine, a lot of different types of pairings, and I think that tequila and cigars is something that more people, and I applaud everybody that's in this room right now for joining us on a new experience. These are some things that go really well together. An aged spirit and even an unaged tequila has so much to offer in a spectrum of flavor for a cigar, and vice versa, that I think they play so well together. Today I'm just gonna talk a little bit about Codigo 1530, about our tequila. We're an all-natural tequila. We are made in a very old way, in the original way that tequila was made. We're all natural tequila. A lot of times people now don't know what an all-natural tequila is. Basically just means no additives. A lot of times, you do it with food all day long. You're looking for farm-to-table, organic food, things that haven't been touched other than by nature itself. And that's what we're going to be talking about today with Codigo Tequila. First things first, let's talk about how to pronounce Codigo itself. In Spanish, we say Código, but if Spanish is not your native tongue, which I completely understand, and that's fine, we're not all perfect. I completely understand if Spanish is not your native tongue. But if you don't, the easiest way to remember how to say Código is imagine you have a friend named Cody, and you tell him to go get you some tequila. Codigo. Let's all do it together. Codigo. Exactly. There you go. Codigo. It's the easiest way to remember. Just think about that friend Cody and send him to go get you some tequila. All right. So that's the easiest way. Codigo in itself means the old world codes or traditions of making tequila. So for us, the traditions go back to 1530, which is the other part of our name, Codigo 1530. 1530 was the year in which our town, where our distillery was established in the year 1530. But also in the year 1530 was the year that Mexico kicked out the Spanish conquistadors. So that's something that we definitely appreciate them coming in, even though they came in a kind of violent way. They brought a lot of good things with them, and for us, the most important thing when talking about tequila is distillation. They brought the methods of distillation with them from Spain. Before that, everything was mezcal. It wasn't distilled in the same way that we distill tequila. So that's why we give them a nod on the 1530. We give them a nod with the cross that you see on our crest. This is the cross of Jerusalem. This is what the Spaniards wore as they invaded Mexico. Now you think, why would we want to showcase something like that? Well, like we said, they brought with them the methods of distillation. So in Jalisco, which is the state where most tequila is made, you'll see this symbol, the cross of Jerusalem, in a lot of places, meaning that they have roots that go way back into hundreds of years ago when tequila was first made. So that's something that's very important to our heritage and who we are. Today we're going to be trying our origen. Origen. Let's all say that together too. Origen. Yeah, it sounds like we're excited to say it. Be happy with it. We're talking about tequila, so there should always be a smile on your face. But no, today we're going to be talking about our origen. Now you got me saying it. So we have our origen, which is first is one of the oldest extra añejo tequilas you can purchase. And let's talk about where it comes from first, because origen means origin. It is the story of Codigo. It is where we come from. It is who we are. So what this really is 100% natural tequila with no additives whatsoever added. A lot of people don't know that even nowadays, when you have 100% blue agave tequilas, you can legally put up to 1% of additives in that tequila without disclosing it to the public. Not a great practice, but it's something that, those additives could be vanilla, sugar flavor, coloring agents to make it seem like your tequila's been aged longer than it has. But for us, there's really the simplest process for it. You take water, you have some yeast that comes from a bakery that's down the road that's been around for hundreds of years. We have this great, beautiful agave that's been aged properly for about 6 to 7 years before we cultivate it. And our water. Our water comes naturally filtered through volcanic soil. So anybody who makes a good spirit will tell you, rule number one of having a great spirit is great water. Is a great water source. So for us, we are very blessed to have an all-natural source coming right to us all through the ground that is naturally filtered through volcanic soil. So for us, we're all about the simplicity of tequila. Sometimes the simplest things, just like going to a high-end restaurant, you might see 3 things on your plate, right? And it might look like the simplest dish ever, might be a small portion, but when you start touching each and every one of those ingredients, you know that they're the highest quality, and they're just done simply because when something is of highest quality, then you don't have to disguise it as anything. You just let it do its thing. And for us, it's all about our agave, our water, and for our aged spirits, our French white oak Napa Cabernet barrels. The majority of the tequila industry ages in ex-bourbon barrels because they're actually very plentiful. You can actually only use bourbon barrels one time to make bourbon, and then you have to get rid of the barrels. So these American white oak barrels are very plentiful and is what the majority of the tequila industry uses. But we have this great relationship with a very high-end Napa winery that produces $1,000 bottles of Cabernet Sauvignon out of the barrels that we're using. This is some of the highest end, most coveted Cabernet Sauvignon on the market. They use it one time to make their beautiful wine, and then they send it to us to Mexico for us to create our tequila. So really, it's just about having the simplest inputs, but the best quality ingredients. It's a simple process that we wish more of the companies out there did, but we're really showcasing what it is to be a natural tequila and just having the best inputs. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about our origen. Right? Origen. There we go. There we go.
Origen.
So it is our origin. It is our where we came from, our story. And we as a company, as Codigo 1530, have truly only been around for about 4 to 5 years. But our tequila is 6 years age. So somebody might say, how are you only 4 or 5 years old, but you have a 6-year-old tequila? Well, that's because our origin goes way deeper than 4 to 5 years. This tequila has actually been made by the master distiller for generations. This is something that he never intended this to be sold on the open market. This was just his special tequila that he made at his distillery for his family and friends. Oh, wow. Imagine that. Yeah. Imagine that, just having your own distillery and saying, hey, you know what, I have my own setup here. I don't have any need to distribute my tequila. I just want to make the best quality tequila for my friends and family. And if you were going to make anything, wouldn't you make the best for your friends and family? It's something that you can definitely understand, and a story we can all relate to. So that's really where this came from. Codigo 1530 has only been around for about 4 to 5 years, but this tequila has been made for generations. So it's something that I want you to taste when you taste our origen.
Yeah, well, you guys also, I'll let you talk about that.
Sure.
But now you see why I love this tequila, why this is my favorite tequila. And I just want to say that before we get into, we let you guide us through the rest of the taste.
Definitely. No, thank you so much. I think that, a lot of times we talk about quality spirits in a sense of how long they're aged or, certain methods that they're made. But even though we have one of the oldest extra añejos on the market, it's not aging longer is better, and I want to be very clear when I say that. Aging longer is not necessarily better. Aging the right amount of time for the proper barrels that you have is really where the mastery of the maestro tequilero or the master tequila maker is going through. It's about getting that combination of time and the barrel and the product all the right way and getting all those inputs right. So our origen, for it to be considered an extra añejo, let's start with that. Let's talk about the extra añejo category. Extra añejo category means that the tequila has to be in oak barrels for a minimum of 3 years. So when I say 3 years, a lot of people, especially when talking about high-end spirits, think 20 years, 15 years is a long time. But something that I always like to tell people about tequila is that you have to realize that agave, the main ingredient in tequila, has to grow for 6 to 7 years for it to be properly ripe and ready to cultivate into your tequila. If you're cultivating it before that, then that's where the additives come in. You have to have sugar to balance out the lack of sugar in the plant. So for us, it's very important to have that right combination. So our extra añejo, instead of it just being 3 years, we age it double that amount of time. That combined with our agave, with our tequila, and the beautiful French white oak barrels, really make this tequila what it is. Let's start off by, first of all, I love to tell people to take a look at what they're drinking. A lot of people, we get so used to when we were in college to just not even look at what we're drinking, just throw it back, right? So today we're going to be learning a little bit more. Let's take a look at it. Look at the beautiful amber color that it has.
I'm going to bring this closer to the camera so you guys can see.
So great. So this is something that comes with a tequila that's been aged this long. The darkness, I was asked earlier, it comes from the toasting of the inside of the barrel. We toast the inside of the barrel and then just let time do its work. Let's start by getting the aroma next.
smells like heaven.
Yes, yes. What are some of the
You guys
notes?
couldn't hear me. It smells like heaven.
So what are some of the notes? I always like to ask people what are some of the notes that you're tasting in this.
I mean, I'm getting the fresh agave. I'm getting just that Cabernet, delicious Cabernet that's coming through. Getting a sweetness that's coming through
Yes,
as well.
definitely.
You know, definitely the agave. You know, that nice fresh agave as well.
Definitely. Do you get a little bit of citrus in there too?
Yeah.
Just a hint of citrus in there as well. All right, now let's do the good part. Let's have a little bit.
Before we do that, would you explain the proper way to taste?
Yes. So
Proper way to taste.
I always tell people, first of all, the proper way to get the aroma, and the best way that I always like to tell people to get the aroma, first off, is by trying to keep your mouth open as you're inhaling through your nose. So keep the glass kind of by your nose, inhale through with the nose, but keep your mouth open. You notice how you can almost taste the agave, taste the citrus in there, taste it before you're actually tasting it. Your nose does so much of the tasting for you. So that's something that I always like to tell people. Keep your mouth open because then you get a little preview of what you're about to have. Then, when you taste, that first little taste, let it just sit on your tongue.
I'm a kid in a candy store right now.
Let it just sit on your tongue. A fine spirit, especially an 80 proof tequila like this, that's fine, should not have any type of burn, that should not have any type of high alcohol, off-putting flavor. It shouldn't make you want to reach for lime and salt. So that's the main thing, as long as we're on the right track. Next, I really think the second sip that you take, especially if it's your first tequila of the day, then I definitely want you to roll it around on your tongue a little bit. See what points of your tongue are being activated by this. Is it the front, the side, the back, the middle? Because all of those have to do with different flavors that you're tasting. Then, once you take the sip down, just see what it does. Are you getting a long finish? Are you getting a short finish? Is it very flavorful? Is it something that you can see yourself having with food or having with a great cigar? It's something that you know, I always tell people everyone's palate is completely different. What tasted like chicken to me might taste like, you know, cucumbers to somebody else. It's very wide like that. So don't let other people influence what you're tasting. If you say that you're getting a taste of vanilla in this, which is something that I'm sure a lot of you are getting, notice that the flavor of vanilla is vanilla bean and not vanilla extract, which are two very different things.
Right.
If you've ever had like a Breyer's ice cream that has the real vanilla bean in it, that has the little black specks, it tastes very different than the regular vanilla ice cream. And those are the kind of differences that I want you to notice when trying an all-natural tequila like Codigo. It's something that you want to get all of the flavor and notice what little hints. If you taste, marshmallows in there, you're not wrong. It's something that your palate is telling you, and hopefully it's something that you enjoy. So regardless of anything about price, about the story, about anything, let your palate guide you. And I think with something like a great tequila like our Origen is, it's something that you just let it do its thing, because that's what we did. We let time do its thing, and we let the barrels do the thing. So when you taste this, just like you would with any other top shelf, savor every moment of it. Because for us, even though this is labeled as a 6-year-old tequila, it took at least 12 to 13 years for us to get it in the bottle like this. So something that we truly appreciate to share with all of you. It's our origin, it's where we come from, it's our story, and it's really a tequila that embodies everything that Codigo is doing. And we've received some great awards for this tequila, but the best reward is seeing your faces right now and seeing your smiles on your faces when you're trying this. I really hope that you enjoyed this. And what are some of the notes that you guys have on this? I'm very curious.
I just taste heaven in the glass. I mean, I'm just enjoying this so much. Like, I'm not even gonna wait. Like, just look at my face. I mean, if you want to know what I think about this, I have no words to explain the deliciousness of this.
And I think that's a great example, and that's for us, that's a very, very big compliment. We appreciate that because we work so tirelessly to make the best juice in the bottle, and when somebody You know, you don't have to know every single characterizing word for what you're tasting in there. You don't have to know all of the terminology for it. Just know if you like it or not. And as you drink it a little bit more, notice how it tastes changes and how you're adapting and learning about it every single sip that you're getting. So this is really what it's about.
Yeah. So,
I was at first tasting the agave, and now I'm getting the woodsy taste from the barrel. But it's not sweet, but it's not real. How can I put it? It's a great taste by far. And I went out yesterday and I had some of this inferior tequila, and I was like, "Oh, this is garbage." Because I got spoiled by this guy here. But this is, I like this. I really like it. You know what? I think that burning sensation that I get from a lot of different liquors. And like I said, I'm a novice at drinking it. But, so I've tried a little bit of everything, and that burning going down, this is just smooth. Here.
yeah.
I love it.
So some of the, you know, you guys in the peanut gallery, you guys want to shout out some of the things that you're thinking and what you're tasting.
You might turn me into a tequila.
All right.
Hold on, say that louder. Say that louder.
It's a possibility that you may turn me into a tequila drinker.
All right.
Again.
That's
Possibly. Possibly.
We'll keep working hard at it.
Right. The shot cleanup. Oh yeah.
What are some other thoughts?
I can see why you definitely like it. This is your favorite. It is really good. Really, really smooth. Probably the best tequila I've ever had.
Great.
Hold on,
Thank
say
you
that
so
louder
much.
again.
Probably the best tequila I've ever had.
Thank you very much. It means so much to us. When we're aging at this level, a lot of extrañeros stop at the 3, 4, 5 year mark because of the barrels that they're using. But with our French white oak barrels, we're actually able to age a little bit longer and not have that wood flavor overpower. Because that's the last thing you want. You don't want to drink a glass of wood, a barrel, right? It's got to be a blend. It's got to be a nice balance between everything. So that's what really we are very fortunate to have these French white oak barrels where you can age to 6. We actually just launched a 13-year extrañejo tequila, 12 and a half years in a French white oak Napa Cabernet barrel, and 6 months in a cognac barrel. So something that gives it a completely different twist on the end, brings out the sweet notes, and it's something that we've only produced 350 bottles of.
So
So
you have to tell them the price of this tequila.
Yes.
And just the construct, like, I'm gonna let you explain it, but I'm just gonna say this bottle alone is just gorgeous. So if you can tell them like what the bottle is made out of,
Yes.
like the topper and everything, and then
Yes.
the price.
of course. So our 13-year is really an expression of what many generations of our distilling brought us to. We're able to kind of flex our muscles and say, hey, we've been around for generations. We're going to put a 13-year tequila on the market and have it just be so, it's a very clean taste, kind of like our Origen, but just amped up to the 10th degree. All of those little notes of flavor that you're tasting, instead of just being hints, are much more pronounced. The agave is very smooth, and really what 13 years does to a barrel of tequila makes it absolutely amazing. We have only produced 350 bottles of the 13-year extrañejo, and the suggested retail price is around $3,300. So it's something that is definitely not attainable for everyone, but it's something that if you're looking for one of the rarest tequilas in the world, only 350 bottles produced, then it's something that it might be for you. So be on the lookout for that one.
Yeah.
We have a couple bottles in Illinois. We'll have a couple bottles in Illinois very soon.
Yeah, and I guarantee you they will not last more than an hour on the shelf. So if you're lucky enough to get one of those bottles out there, didn't you say, what is the bottle made out of?
Oh, the bottle is made out of crystal. It's a crystal bottle. It comes with 4 crystal tasting glasses, and it comes in a really bespoke wooden box that really showcases everything. It's a display piece, not only for sipping, but a display piece as artwork as well. So something that it's taken us so long to do, we wanted to give you something extra special in the packaging as well, as all of our bottles are.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. We have, as you see, we have Mr. Mike coming in. So
How you doing, Mike?
we're gonna have him have the tasting of this. But what's going on, brother?
Sorry for my tardiness.
But for the crowd, I think I can speak for everyone, but we'll go ahead and let the peanut gallery judge this first. So is this on your top shelf?
Top shelf.
Of course, top shelf.
Way top.
Top shelf.
Way top shelf.
Way top shelf?
Top shelf personal.
Yeah.
Top shelf personal.
Yeah, don't share that one.
We don't share this one.
There you go. And that's really what the meaning of top shelf is, right? Because a lot of times top shelf isn't for me and my friends. Sometimes
Right.
top shelf is when I did a good job at the end of the day and I feel like I need to be rewarded. Or if I had a terrible day and I need to feel like I've been rewarded.
Right.
So it's one of those things that it should be something special for you. We're not all bar owners. We have that couple special bottles in our lot, and it's just something special that you pull out for that special day.
Yeah.
This is definitely top shelf. Matter of fact, this is the shelf that you don't see. I gotta put away. Yeah, this is definitely for special occasion.
For me personally, I mean, I can taste the fresh agave, the amazing Cabernet wine that came through on this beautifully from the rest of those barrels. You get so like the slight hints of sweetness. I mean, the pepper is so mild that you can taste it barely, but like there's nothing to ever be off-putting. If you put this with a lime, you put this with a fucking piece of ice, you put this with any mixers,
Please don't.
I will fucking slap you.
Please don't do that.
You can't put nothing with it.
You don't know tequila if you need to put this with any mixer or anything like that. So for me, 115% top shelf. This is absolutely fantastic. By the way, what is the price point of this?
Retail price for our Orilla Extra Añejo is around $280.
So around $280. It has a great topper. You have the box right here that it comes in. I mean, everything is wood carved into this. I mean, it's absolutely a beautiful work of art from a guy that works with, that does like to make custom ashtrays and stuff myself. I build custom bars as well. That is absolutely a piece of art right there. Just the whole presentation, everything. Yeah, like Unc said, you guys are never gonna see this coming out from my house. It has to be maybe one of us or one and two of us, and whoever comes better be bringing a damn good bottle of share as well. Or you do not touch this bottle at my house. It does not leave my house.
Someone said VIP shelf.
VIP shelf.
There you go.
Yeah. It's the VIP shelf.
There it is. That's a great way to put it.
So yeah, this is above top shelf. It's a VIP shelf.
What do you purchase it from?
It's on that sheet right there.
You could definitely purchase it from in Illinois from our Binny's stores.
Okay.
All Binny's, most Binny's carry the Extra Añejo. I would just give them a call a little bit ahead of time. We're great partners with Binny's here in Illinois. If you're in other states, nationally we work with Total Wine and More. So Total Wine and More carries every one of our products. But here in Illinois, Binny's is probably the most quickest place that you're able to find a bottle of everything.
And just so you guys know, here, not really talking to the camera, because you guys are not here, so you do not get this discount. But for everyone that is here in person, if you were to request a bottle of this from Binny's tonight by checking on that form, you get another 10% off just for this event right now. If you're gonna force some more, I'll take some more.
Let's have a little more.
Well, but look, guys, we're gonna go into our private section of the tasting of the night. We got you. We're gonna go into our private tasting of the night, but you know, I'm gonna let all if you have any parting words.
Just if you got any cigar needs, you need anything, come on up to 708 TP Cigar Lounge, and I'll be able to take care of you, answer all your questions. Just some people out there that are trying to start their own infused cigar business or whatever, I'm here for you. You know, I'm not scared to reach out and help you get your business started. This is what it's all about. It's about us helping us. Yep, I'm really here for you.
Thank you so much for having us here in your place. I think that from a 5-minute conversation, maybe less, I feel like I learned 10 times more than what I already knew about cigars. So don't feel intimidated. I know sometimes for somebody that doesn't smoke cigars regularly, a cigar shop might be a little bit intimidating, but I think that this store, the way that it's laid out and the type of education that you get when you come here is really the important part. It makes you feel very comfortable about not knowing too much, and I think that that's what really is inviting for when you're learning about anything new. So really thank you very much for that. In parting, I guess, just wanted to say thank you for your time. We're part of the less than 1% of tequila companies that own their own distilleries out there. A lot of people don't know that there are about 2,500 tequila companies now, but there are really only around 250 distilleries where you can legally make tequila. So nowadays, a lot of tequila distilleries are like recording studios, and for us to have our own distillery, to be able to show and showcase our heritage and our history and what we're about at Codigo 1530 is the most important thing for us. We work hard to try to make the best juice possible so that we can share it in settings like this, because really a story isn't anything without the juice in the bottle being quality juice. So I really want to thank you and applaud all of you that are here today in learning about tequila and getting something new out of this, and for allowing us to have a little bit of time on your show. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I appreciate everyone. Well, before I close out, anyone in the peanut gallery that has anything to say? No? All right. So, well,
I have one thing. So,
yes.
When you know how a lot of times when you drink tequila, you say salud, right? Salud means to your health. Well, we're at Codigo, we say hasta la cruz. So, hasta la cruz. Let's all say it together with me. 1, 2, 3. Hasta la cruz.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to close out on that. Appreciate every single one of you watching. Love you all. Thank you very much to Codigo 1530 coming out.
Thank you.
You know, spending some time with us. As always, thank you all. The TV Cigar Lounge, 708 Cigars. Appreciate every single one of you guys. We're going to go to our private tasting portion. Have a good night. We love you. We'll see you next time.